Hi, everybody. It is July 8, 2021. The economy. The juxtaposition between what mainstream media is putting out there for consumers to just lap up all of the lies, the juxtaposition between mainstream media and reality is getting wider and wider and wider and harder to take. Have a seat. Patio furniture shortage tells U.S. economic tale. Oh boy, let's hear it. The garden supply store in suburban Baltimore has been waiting 6 months for a shipping container from Vietnam full of $100,000 worth of wicker and aluminum furniture. Half of the container has already been sold by showing customers photographs. The container should have arrived in February. Okay, it's July. It reached U.S. waters on June 3rd and has just docked in Long Beach, California. Everyone is just so far behind, said John Hessler, 62, the patio section manager. I've never seen anything like it. The Biden economy faces the unusual challenge of possibly being too strong for its own good. Holy shit. It's so good that it's hurting us. What are people doing with the information that they read? The paradox of the fastest growth in generations at more than 6%, yet also persistent delays for anyone trying to buy furniture or automobiles and a wide mix of other goods. It's almost the mirror opposite of the recovery from the Great Recession of 2007 and 2009, which was marred by slow growth, but also the near insistent delivery of almost every imaginable product. The shelves were not empty. This is a very good problem for the economy to have. Yeah. You're much better off having too much demand than too little, because too little demand is the recipe for an extended recession. Wow. Nothing like the spin artists working a story that is so completely a bald-faced, outright lie. Okay. Are you having a hard time dealing with all of the lies? Because I really am, and I may have to say that every single day. I really am. You know what these lies do? Those who are still fine and comfortable and don't want to help anyone, they use all of these lies against those who really need help. The economy is actually so good and so strong that it's actually, people can't get what they want because demand is so high. What? You're telling me you need help? You must just be somebody who is, trying to take advantage of me. I've heard from subscribers throughout the years, some subscribers who really needed help financially. They lost their job 2008, their corporate positions. They weren't able to find other jobs. Oh, but the the insistence that the economy is recovering and it's doing fine. Well, their family, parents who were very well off, said, you must not be looking for a job. You're lazy, so we're not going to help you. Or those who are still comfortable and actually, my subscribers, and actually are still, I guess, well, they do whatever works for them. And those who live in those regions that are going to be the mega regions, yeah, there are jobs available. A whole lot of them are service sector jobs that don't help anybody who has lost a high-paying job. Now you're working two service sector jobs. You can't make ends meet. What do they do with this information? What did they do during the Trump years? Oh, the economy is fabulous. And they see that there are jobs available. They'll pull into a mall and see, well, there are so many jobs available. They get that arrogance going in their brain, thinking that people are just lazy and don't want to work and want a handout. Now, there's an awful lot of them. I'm not saying there's not. But there are so many people who are freaking out. They cannot get jobs that, first of all, this jobs, every month we hear it. Oh my God, we created 300,000 jobs. No, there's no job creation going on. Some, businesses are reopening and the jobs are not being created. They're just the jobs that now, okay, you can work. Jobs that were already. But there's a lot of people who cannot find work, who can't find work like they used to have the work that paid their bills. This kind of, we've become a garbage in, garbage out society. We take in garbage and then we spew that garbage out, and we're hurting so many people in the process. That's why I can't stand lies. Lies enable those who don't want to do anything, that requires any kind of effort, certainly not any kind of, hey, I'll help out financially, donate, whatever. They just use those lies in their own brain because it works for them, while not caring about all of the people who live the reality against these lies. It's so sickening. My God. Demand is so high. The Biden economy faces the unusual challenge of possibly being too strong for its own good. Yay. What the hell is wrong with us? Why do we insist on just never holding accountable the liars, using the lies, because, hey man, it works for me. We don't make anything. We don't make anything here. How could an economy be good when you don't make anything? No creation of jobs. I'm all right. Let's just, sorry for going on. I can't stand it. I really can't. Here, another fabulous spin. Oh, U.S. job openings hit record 9.2 million, but businesses can't find enough workers to fill them. Really? Are there so many jobs out there? Yes, I see those signs in front of McDonald's. I see those signs in front of Starbucks. Hiring now. Hey, we'll pay you $500 if you just even interview. Might this be a story? Just another fabulous, made-up, fabricated story to instill in people's minds, oh my God, Americans, they're just so lazy and they don't want to work. We used to be, the story was Americans were hard workers. Now Americans are lazy. Everything is just flipped on its head. Here, a record 4 million people quit 2 months ago. Wow. 2 million people quit their jobs 2 months ago. Huh. Didn't hear about that until now. Most to take a better paying job. Oh, wow. There's nearly double the number of people quitting a year earlier. People are moving from job to the next job and they're just doing so fabulously. The economy is so strong. Well, all right. Let's listen to Greg for just a few minutes.
So anyway, this Thursday, July 8th, 2021, let's talk about that real quick. So you and I have been getting fist-fed. In some kind of an economic boom, things are fantastic. Meanwhile, yesterday the Fed says, oh, no, that's actually not the case, and our economy isn't doing so well. Well, this morning, we find out that that is exactly true. Our economy is slowing down. Job growth is slowing down. And these unemployment numbers, first-time unemployment claims, unexpectedly rise. 373,000. Look, this is no surprise to you or me. It's an environment of, lies and propaganda and distraction. So what else would you expect? What are we doing here? Nothing. We're not growing. Our economy is contracting, as a matter of fact, very, very rapidly. And all you got to look at is the debt to GDP ratio, which is exploding, debts and deficits, ballooning, and we're being told everything is just great. It's unbelievable how our government is allowed to lie to us like this. But you're not allowed to lie to the government. That's a felony. It's an incredible situation, but that's it. That's where we're at. Anyway, so on the back of all this, stock futures lower across the board.
Okay. And it's not just Greg Mannarino talking like this. There's an awful lot of people talking just like Greg. And it is the exact opposite of that official narrative that is coming from mainstream media. Wow, the economy is just doing fabulously. Let's listen to a few minutes of Jeremiah Babe.
It's Tuesday, July 6, 2021. A few things I want to talk about today. One of them is the housing crash that is coming to America, the foreclosure crisis that is coming to America. Millions of Americans are unaware that they're about to lose everything. They're going to lose their homes. They're going to lose their standard of living. They're going to lose their jobs. They're going to be in very, very severe trouble. I was reading an article today on MarketWatch. These are the cities with the biggest share of homeowners in danger of foreclosure. And let me stress to every one of you out there, millions of homeowners are in danger. This economy is not recovering. Many homeowners with mortgages backed by the Federal Housing Administration, the FHA, are delinquent on their home. Around 14.7% of the 7.6 million FHA mortgages outstanding nationwide were delinquent as of May. Now, of course, this does include homes in forbearance and homes that are not in forbearance. But this is a very troubling sign that we can even avoid telling the truth. We're avoiding the truth by putting homes in forbearance. We're avoiding the truth by putting renters in moratoriums. They're not telling you how bad things really are. If things were so great, we wouldn't have moratoriums, we wouldn't have forbearances. Additionally, 10.5% of these loans were seriously delinquent, meaning they're 90 plus days late. These properties are in danger of going into default, ladies and gentlemen. These figures do not lie. In fact, it is probably even worse than what I'm saying. The big question is, what happens when the FHA borrowers who are currently in distress, what happens when the clock runs out? And I know everybody goes, oh, they're going to just extend it forever. That day is coming, ladies and gentlemen, where they're not going to extend it any longer, and millions of people are going to be in very, very big trouble. If a modification is unable to address the delinquency, obviously the next option is to sell the home. This will allow many distressed owners to avoid foreclosure. That is, as long as prices continue to stay up. My concern is, what happens when things correct? What if things start bottoming out? What would these people do? What if these people were upside down? These people who think, like, worst case scenario, we'll just sell the house, pay it off, pay all the closing fees, walk away with a couple bucks, and our credit's intact. What if they wait too long?
And Jeremiah Babe suggests you don't wait too long and you sell now. While the prices are up. Yeah, you'll probably end up selling to our Fed, the central banker who uses BlackRock to buy up all of the homes, because we will be a rental society for a while until that fabulous day when they complete the Great Reset. You know, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, you're so far behind the eight ball that you need to do some research. Wells Fargo, they have decided to shut all existing personal lines of credit. Yeah, hinting U.S. economy is on the edge? Absolutely. Banks make money from loaning the money. So why is now Wells Fargo deciding to shut down all personal lines of credit? Because they know what's coming. They know what's coming. Unfortunately, a lot of Americans refuse to pay attention to what is called reality. Delusion is still a great disease here in this country. This is a big sign that things are not good. Our economy is not good at all. And, you know, again, the juxtaposition about our government extending the moratoriums on rent and mortgages, does that signal a good economy? No. Absolutely not. You know, even Vox has come out and said everything feels more expensive because it is. Yeah, everything is. And we're in the beginning stages of hyperinflation. And a whole lot of Americans are going to be shocked when suddenly the price of everything gets so high that they just can't afford things anymore. You know, how is it? How is this not parody? CNBC gets lit up after reporting that inflation has a silver lining. That's right. That's how mainstream media rolls. Inflation has a silver lining. High salaries. Wow. Oh, the spin of mainstream media. Fabulous. Every single day, the spin is literally digging the grave for more and more people. That's not how it works. Here are responses. You Democrat propagandists are shameless. Oh, shameless, despicable, disgusting, repulsive. Wages are nowhere close to rising at the same level as current inflation, largely because inflation makes business budgets tighter. This is an insanely elitist take that in no way reflects the real world. Buying $8 for gas, $20 for a pound of ground beef is going to be awesome because my wages will go up. Seriously, do you guys eat paint chips in the break room? How to say you are a gender studies major without saying it. Inflation's silver lining. Tell me you failed economics class, but get paid to write about it. Inflation is awesome because making more money while losing purchasing power, yeah, I'm sorry, Americans, those of you who are still glued to this mainstream media crap, garbage in, garbage out. You're garbage. They've made you garbage. That's a hell of a take, yeah. Higher tax brackets for everybody. How is this not parody? Our press is terrible. Yeah, it sure is. We're doing fabulously. You know, grocery stores are masking price hikes via shrinkflation. You are paying more to get less. When you go grocery shopping, notice that you are getting less for your money. That's another way that they have been hiding inflation for a very, very, very long time. How do I know it? Great Barrington, Massachusetts, when I was living there, 2010, I noticed something's wrong here. I think what I was buying at that time, I noticed I was getting less. It's been going on for a long time. The incremental processing all Americans into, well, hell. And still, over 14 million Americans on some form of government dole. Another thing is that Americans have been screaming for another stimulus check. No, it's not because they don't want to work. It's because the economy is, well, it's been in free fall collapse for a long time. The central bank is buying up everything. They print money to buy up everything. So they're the big owner. And they will control every aspect of your life. You know, we are in big, big, big trouble. Now, that shipment from Vietnam that was supposed to be in by February, and, well, it's now sitting in Long Beach, California, finally docked. Global shipping getting worse. Supply chain disruption getting worse. With virtually everything, because we don't make anything here in our country. Why not turn the economy around to bring back manufacturing here in our country? That certainly would help a lot. Why don't they do that? Maybe it's because all of this is deliberate to destroy this country. And boy, the success, I hate it. I hate it. I see it every single day. The evil, psychopathic, narcissistic, subhuman entities, and we have a lot of them, are winning. Because you really do need to give it your all, fight the evil until the evil is gone. Good good people sitting around doing nothing are not good people. That's how evil spreads. So, Biden executive order, another one, well, to urge FMC to step up enforcement. That's right, hey. Wide-ranging executive order to strongly encourage maritime regulators to use their enforcement power to crack down on unreasonable shipping costs and work with the U.S. Department of Justice to investigate anti-competitive behavior. No. And now the big guys are just, going around like, eating up all of the small guys. So yeah, because shipping costs are phenomenally high. Well, if shipping costs are phenomenally high, then you have supply chain disruption because an awful lot of people can't afford $7,613 or, $6,000 to ship things in containers from countries who actually still have manufacturing, unlike here. I was reading this article, and it's very good. French misery for the land of the free. Garbage in, garbage out. I just want to read the last bit of this. It's quite good, but the first part is a history lesson of the start to now of this country. Short period of time. The egregious ethical failures of past generations so boldly obvious to us, while we remain utterly blind to our own ethical failures. Gotta wake up, gotta look, gotta face reality, the truth about your own self, the truth about your own family, then extend it out into the society because, well, it's truth that will set you free and truth that will actually allow you to manifest a healthy society. And we don't have one. So we can look at all of the liars. Yeah, and that includes pretense, living the pretense that you're just, so well adjusted. It's a hard thing to face, but it's necessary. And if you haven't, then you're part of the problem. So this myth postulating an exalted American character was forged and employed from earliest days as a cover for a vicious elitist program of murder, slavery, exploitation of man and nature that has led today to a nation so divided, destabilized, and lost that our psychopathic monstrosity of a government is no longer safe in its long, evil charade behind its hubris, lies, and violence. Yeah. That's what we're about. In the back of their minds, in the dim unconscious of the mass of people, there is a nagging sense of unease, a foreboding of unavoidable disaster gathering. They are not mistaken. Every faction on the long spectrum of opinion and belief is searching desperately for an answer, hope, or a renewal, something. There will be none. Hope, being very hopeful, is good for you. It makes you feel better. But it's also called delusion, especially when you're facing a reality that we now live. The reason a repulsive, vulgar oaf, such as Trump, or a corrupt, addled non-entity like Biden can be elected president is that all ethical standards that might prevent it have been eroded by 200 years of dishonesty and calculated betrayal by the privileged financial elite that owned our nation and plunged it into the dysfunction, disaster, and doom that is now inevitable. I am not putting the blame on the elite solely. I am putting the blame on all of us. I faced my responsibility in this nightmare. Too long, sitting back, believing I cared when I did nothing. And believing that all of the horseshit the Democratic Party loaded on me without checking out any of the platform of lies from the Democratic Party. Well, there's a platform of lies from the Republican Party as well. But when times are good, you just keep going on, right? Even when times are really bad for everybody else, if it's good for you, you just keep going and never change. Well, the American people really have been lazy. Oh, they might have worked hard in terms of just getting up in the morning on Monday and, being that robot, showing up for work, doing what they had to do. They do it throughout the week. They get their paycheck, and they never, ever do anything really beyond that. They just continue to do the same old, every single day. Never thinking about how it is, that they're actually receiving money. Are they doing something that's going to help society, or are they doing something that's going to hurt other people and worsen society? How about their own behavior in the world? They still walking around with that pretense? Are they still go along to get along? Are they still, living their delusion, putting on their mask for the world? Oh, look at me. I've got everything together and I'm just fabulous. And, oh, yes, how are you? Fine. How are you? Fine. Oh, that's so fabulous. Okay, see you tomorrow. The hard work and the hard truth is within our own self, doing that work necessary to mature, to grow, to just get yourself out of your own self-deception and the pretense that you live. So the American people have a lot to do with this. And here, the American people have been victimized, violated, ruined by psychotic criminals who deceived and enslaved them and trained them to worship their abusers, to embrace their serfdom, when for decades, centuries even, a people is subjected to endless indoctrination in cruelty and dishonesty. Awakening from that propagandized state must be traumatic, if it is even possible. But it is possible if you do the work necessary to get there. But that's where the laziness comes in. We've known this. My entire adult life, Americans have known how much their government lies to them. We sure did find out in a big way that our mainstream media lies to us after 9/11. But we also found out in a big way, that Warren Commission, then the 9/11 Commission, and all these commissions, and the congressional hearings that they have, and nothing ever comes of them. We have known forever that we live in a criminal society. We have not, in the 80s, in the 1980s, we knew that our congressional representatives did not represent the American people, but represented corporations. No one wanted to hold anybody accountable. Why? Because that's work. And it's not fun. So we have to look at ourselves. The myth of democracy, what that even means, yeah, it's been subverted from the beginning. But it was the American people's responsibility. We had to hold on to what was given us. We didn't. We just kept voting, thinking that was our civic duty and we were good because we voted and that was it in terms of, what our duty was. Okay, I'm going to vote for this liar and he's going to get into Congress and he is going to do the work necessary to save us, to make sure, that our country continues on. He's going to be, protecting our Constitution. He, she, whomever. He'll be protecting that Constitution so I don't have to do a thing. Or the American psyche that says, oh my God, we are in so much trouble. I hope someone does something. Christianity, solemnly endorsed, was always a pious, hollow fraud, chanted as a mantra of not just the ruling class, although that was a loud chant, 80s and 90s, and it was getting so irritating to hear everybody on both sides. Oh, I'm a good Christian, vote for me. I'm a good Christian, vote for me. I'm born again, vote for me, George Bush. It's also the people, the hypocrisy. Very few real Christians out there, very few. But just like anything else, I wear that label because it makes me feel good. The sanctified economies, the economy, the capitalist society that really did create, for the first time in history of the world, a middle class, a strong middle class. Capitalism did that. But our economy is managed. Rigged. So the middle class made an awful lot of money for those at the top. And then they just started stealing everything. The plunder, the pillage, the rape, the highway robbery by people in suits, so I don't have to hold them accountable because I wear a suit to work too. And they look like me. But also, if I hold anybody accountable for their lies, somebody might hold me accountable for mine. So I'm not even going to open that door. There's so much to the individual's psyche that they have to understand themselves. Now, why it is they behave as they do, because most people don't even know why. What motivates them? Why have they made the decisions that they have made? All of that needs to be explored in the individual, in the aggregate, for us to ever manifest a healthy society. So now we're just, watching the decline. That's all we can do. But don't make any mistake. We are all a part of that decline. We've all helped. When a nation is poisoned for its entire history by its ruling elite with toxic propaganda that contradicts the moral, ethical basis it was founded upon, its only end is implosion and dissolution. And don't make any mistake that it's just the elite who dish out the toxic propaganda. Whole lot of Americans are dishing it out, garbage in, garbage out. Whole lot of Americans are toxic themselves. They lie, they claim that they're this, and really, they're that. They claim to have all of these values, and really, they're about this profit, money. The impending crash of the American empire, which is coming fast, it's been crashing all along, but wow, is it going to be felt? When? I can't tell you a date. Nobody can. Whenever they want to pull the plug. But the impending crash of the American empire is essential for the survival and health of the natural and political world. The tragedy is not in what is coming. And I've said this before. It is in the astonishing possibility we had that was despised and thrown away and will never be regained. And that's true. We had possibilities in this country like no other people, and don't fool yourself to think that we didn't, because we did. It was the American experiment, and we failed. We failed. You know, it's that fabulous quote that people throw around. What kind of government did you give us? A constitutional republic, ma'am. If you can hold on to it, and that's a paraphrase of the quote, but we didn't hold on to it. Nobody cared, really, about much of anything. It will never be regained. And as far as I'm concerned, we did have a responsibility to the world. We had a responsibility to the world to hold on to it, because we were the place that those in other countries that didn't have our freedom, didn't have our opportunities. And yes, we did have opportunities and freedom in the past. Was it perfect? No. Because we, the people, failed. And we let the elite take over. We've been slaves for a very, very long time, but we've been more comfortable in our enslavement than any other people in the world. And comfort breeds apathy. So, yeah, we had great possibility here, and we threw it away. And if that's not heartbreaking for you, I don't know what to say, but it is for me. The links are below. The economy's coming down fast. And since all we have been is really just a people about money, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt bad for a whole lot who have not suffered the consequences yet. I hope you're all prepared for this in any which way that you can prepare. Ciao, guys.